What's up, guys? Sean Keeley from Troy News is an absolute magician. Last month, basically, I've never really let my facial hair grow, and I just hit puberty finally. So I kind of let it go, and this is just about a month's worth of action here. You can see we got a lot of neck beard, not a lot. I mean, kind of like this is as mustachy as I get. And even then, it doesn't really connect. There's something missing here, and I don't really get anything here, and it's kind of like that's it. That's all I'm going to get. So I've decided to shave it all off, and I wanted to make a video anyway, kind of talking to you guys. So I figured let's kill two birds with one stone, and we'll do a little segment called Shaving with Sean. So, while I have your attention, just wanted to talk about Syracuse football, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but it has to be talked about. And, I wrote a piece today about the infinite patience required of a Syracuse football fan, and it feels like it's never been more true than right now, because it's just frustrating. I saw a lot of people saying it feels like the Greg Robinson era again, and getting back to all the times we lost. It is hard to shave and talk about Syracuse sports at the same time. You know what, the difference is, like with Robinson, when the team would be 2-4, it was you were like, yeah, this team deserves to be 2-4, fair enough. But the thing that kind of sucks about right now is that, this team should be 4-2. You could even make the case this team should be 5-1. Looks like you're kind of slipping here. I apologize. All right, I fixed it. So no more weird moving shots while we're talking. And it's just frustrating because, for me, I'm a big Marrone guy, and I want to see him succeed. Well, I appreciate that things aren't really happening right now, but I just don't get these people who just want to get rid of Marrone right now and start over, because, like I've said before, who's this guy? Who's this magic football coach that's going to come in and turn us into conference champions every year? Number two, whoever comes in is going to need about the same amount of time as you've given Marrone. So basically we'll just be starting over. And, and then third, it's like, you look at all the intangibles that Marrone brings to the table, and it's like, why don't you want a guy who is that gung-ho about Syracuse to succeed? To see people who are like rooting for Syracuse to lose so he gets fired, or, wanting him to be on the hot seat right now, it's like, I don't know. I question if you really understand Syracuse football, and if you're just not forgetting, like, this isn't Florida, this isn't Alabama. If you get 3 years at Florida and you can't get it done, fair enough. You should probably be gone. But not here. It's just a different place altogether. We are officially at goatee stage, or as I like to call it, evil Sean Keeley. All right, so from here we're going to get rid of the goateeage, and we're going to see what happens when we get down to handlebar stage. What else is going on? Orange Madness. Very nice time until everybody started stabbing one another, or at least in one guy in that case. I did a really stupid thing today, other than this, which was I read the Syracuse.com comments about the story, and they were as racist and horrible and short-sighted as you might imagine. You really need to, first of all, this was an isolated incident. I know there's a lot of stuff going on the Hill with violence and all that stuff, but this is the first time anything like this has happened in the Dome, for this kind of event. And so, you don't want to jump to crazy conclusions. To me, it's like, just make it free for students, free for season ticket holders, free for donors, and then charge like $10 for everybody else to get in. And you'll basically get the same crowd you get for a Syracuse basketball game. And when do we ever have issues at Syracuse basketball games other than when Georgetown is here? So we've reached handlebar, and as I suspected, this isn't doing me many favors, but if I were going for Halloween as the makeup guy from Project Runway, I would stop right here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the handlebar-y things and just go straight stash at this point. So, back to football. What are my expectations? Call me a masochist, but I still believe we'll win. We'll beat UConn. That gets us to 3-4. And then at that point, could very well, the South Florida game's a complete toss-up. They're terrible also, but it's on the road, so you just don't know. And then, after that, I'd love to tell you, I do think we have the talent to compete with Louisville, Cincinnati, Temple for sure. Maybe not Missouri, we'll see, but in theory, they could win 4 games, but, the way things have been going, they're just not going to. And I'm going to go ahead and cap it at 4-8 right now. And I hope I'm wrong, and I know even I'm being optimistic compared to a lot of people, but that's kind of what I do. And we have arrived at full stash, and it's just weird. It's like Gary Delabate, 1982 weird. Not even no. When it comes to the basketball team, a lot of love for Michael Carter-Williams right now. Crazy love. A lot of people focused on Brandon Trish too, whether or not he's going to be the leader. So I think there's 2 guys who are flying way under the radar right now, at least in terms of nationally. One is C.J. Fair. There's no doubt in my mind CJ's making a leap this year. I think he's going to end up being top 2 scorer on the team for sure. And the other one, Rakeem Christmas. Dude is bulked up. He's got a year of playing alongside Fab Melo, who for all the jokes we make about Fab, was a pretty good defensive player last year. He's got a year of playing in the Big East under his belt. And you saw what that did to Fab freshman year to sophomore year. Not to mention, Rack's got Bay, who's looking pretty good too, along with him, and DeJuan Coleman. So he's got a lot of guys surrounding him that are just as big. So he's going to really have a chance to shine. And there you have it. We're done like a baby's bottom, which in a sense also describes Syracuse football. I'm Sean Keeley for Troy News as an Absolute Magician. Go Orange.